also know. But he was a very amazing person. You know who knew him? Shmuley Gurevich, you know, in Melbourne. Shmuley Gurevich, you live in Melbourne now, so you play. Shmuley Gurevich, he knew Rabbi very well. And you bought a Lulachan to him also, Uri Kaplan. There's a fellow called Uri Kaplan, who he knew Rabbi. And there's a guy called Gafni that he knew.
What's his name?
So anyway, whenever Rabbi used to come in, you know, people used to sort of feel sort of better. He had this amazing way, and he was just very humble and everything. But you know, he believed that you have to give out good. You know, you got to make, you got to be responsible that other people also be happy, or find their way, or find the right way. And if you don't do that, then delicately, there's going to be a question in heaven. Why didn't you do that? You know. So, Chas v'sholem, this is not a Musa drasha, you know. I'm not making this into a Musa, but you know, you got to try hard. So, you know, to sort of sign off, the Rebbe gave us a whole new achrayus, and he said, "You guys are tziddim, you guys are kohanim, then you've copped it. You know, you are the, how do you call it, the messengers, and you are the responsible people to do what? Bring the Geula Shleima b'poyel mami." Yeah, as they say in Yiddish, "Aropbringen Moshiachem b'poyel." Nicht, you know. The Rebbe says he wants poyel mamis. I heard it from the Rebbe several times. People tell him, you know, we've got Mashiach in Rukni as we get this, and we. You know, the Rebbe wasn't for that. He said, poyel mamis. What did the Rebbe say in Koch Ches Nisan Toshinun? What did the Rebbe say? He said, listen, you know, I'm giving it over to your achrayus. Everybody has got to see himself personally involved in this issue. You've now got on yourself an achrayus to do your bit in bringing the Geula. You can't just say, oh, we got a great Rebbe and the Rebbe's bringing Moshiach, you know. No. Now you got to say, I am bearing the responsibility, you know. If Moshiach didn't come today, then to a certain extent, yeah, I'm to blame. That's what the Rebbe wanted on Kochesn. He wanted we should all see that we've got to affect the world. With that, there's a very classic sort of get-out type of timer that people say, you know, you say to the person, you know, what do you think? You know, how are you doing? How are things going? And everything. And you know, you say, listen, you know, we've got to work for this and this Indian or something. You know, say, oh, who am I? I'm just nobody. Nobody listens to me anyway. You know, what can I affect? You know, maybe the president of America, he can have an effect, or the Russian Mebshalah, but who am I? You know, I can't have any effect. So the Rebbe, as you should realize, does not believe in that. He must never say, who am I? What sort of effect can I have? He must never say that. You follow? The Rebbe, and I heard it from that Rav. I still remember how I heard the Rav straight to these people. He says, kohanim, we are kohanim, and we can and we have to have an effect. And you can have an effect. So when you hear that in news, this and this, and then somebody says to you, oh, you know, what can you do? Or what can I do? You know, we're nothing. You must not accept that. And you must say, I can have an effect if I would just, do what I'm really supposed to do. And I'll down a little bit the way I'm supposed to do. I can have an effect. I can affect. And maybe, you know what I told you once, that the Alter Rebbe said that, I told you about 3 times already, Pinchas Raises, you know, the famous chassid of the Alter Rebbe. Pinchas Raises, the Alter Rebbe said that with his davening, he has made hundreds of Bali Tshuva throughout the world. So somebody heard that from the Alter Rebbe. They said, well, he must know a lot of people, you know. He said, oh, he doesn't know them. The Alter Rebbe said, kennt sie nicht. He doesn't know them, you know. But his davening has made them all over the world. But he just doesn't know them, you know. And the same with Rabbi Kalina. That was the way the Maggid sent him around, because he just made Bali Chua, just being what he was. People looked at him and they said, "Hey, wait a minute, who am I? I got to improve. I got to be different, you know." Why? Because he was a Kohen, you know. He wasn't a Kohen, but he was. He was almost a Kohen. We guys, we got to realize that we can and do have an effect. We have an effect. And at Kedikach, that Rashi hints with his unbelievable golden lotion, that there's a certain, like, if you don't have that good effect that you could have, then to a certain extent, there's a time or two, you know, why don't you do it, you know? So, in a good way, the way to learn that is not that anybody's threatening you, not that anybody's going to say, yeah, but what it means is in Cain, let's get moving, you know. Let's try just a bit harder, you know. So you might say, well, look, I'm working at my maximum and I can't do anymore. And I appreciate that. But nonetheless, we can all find, you know, in between the lines somewhere, you know, where we can be just a bit, you know, a bit better, you know, a bit more into Moshiach, you know, a bit more. I'll bring in Moshiach, Mamish, and believe me, the world needs it so badly, you know. The Rebbe is just so right. When I was leaving now my house, I got a cab. As the crow flies, there's about a kilometer away, there's a big military base, you know. As we were driving down, all of a sudden there was a big white cloud up in the sky over there. So I said to the taxi driver, you know, what's that? He said, apparently they must have shot a drone, a rocket or something.
Yeah, I witnessed the rocket.
That
was today?
Yeah.
That was that sound?
Yeah,
I saw it. I was just like,
when they shoot these rockets, they make a big
it flew right over my head.
You know, and so they give off smoke.
Yeah.
So that's what I don't want to scare you guys, that's for sure. But when everybody be afraid, look, don't worry. I'm not trying to scare you. I'm just saying that the world needs it. You know, I'm just driving down here in the cab and I see these big pillars.
Wow.
So the cab driver perfectly, you know, sort of calmly said to me, "Oh, apparently they must have shot at Syria." Some sort of.
I saw it. It flew right over my head.
We'll put it on film with people.
So, what it means,
when the Rabbi was going over, we'll put it on film. I'm just saying. Everyone's like, all right, I want to film it too.
if I may learn, what it means is that we've got to be frailer. We've got to realize we have a lot of power. We're not just little non-effective beings, you know. We have a lot of power, and we have to use it. The Rebbe said that you have to take our trials and you have to use it. It should be in a good way and in a freilich way, and we should have very good results. Be'ez Hashem. We should have the big result of Moshiach now, take him yad mamish. Amen. Amen.
Amen.